News of the day, news of the month, perhaps news of the year. LeBron James telling SI.com he is taking his talents back to Cleveland. Rick Kamla, Kendall Gill, and we have the great Grant Hill with us as well here in Orlando. Grant, very simply, your thoughts on the King going back home.
Wow, what an amazing story. I'm not surprised that he's going back to Cleveland. We'd heard through the last few years the idea had been floated around that he might go back to Cleveland. And obviously, as July 1st turned to July 10th, July 11th, the longer it took him to make up his mind, you knew there was a chance he'd go back. But I'm really surprised, or better yet, impressed in how he did it, and how he wrote that essay, right, and was really able to convey what was really going through his mind. It was a classy move, and for all the fans and the critics out there who criticized him 4 years ago for his departure and how he executed it, how he did it this time, you have to give him credit. It was classy, it was well done, and you know, it definitely changed the landscape here in the Eastern Conference in the NBA, and it's exciting news, and so it was great. I mean, I was actually just having lunch, and I watched it, and our great producer Damon Fisher told me to come on down, and but no, I'm excited that he has peace of mind. He made his decision. It's redemption. He's able to go back to where he's from, and it was a very impressive essay that he wrote.
Now, Grant, that being said, now that the dominoes are starting to fall into place, what is the next move, in your opinion, for Chris Bosh?
Well, I think Chris Bosh goes to Houston. You know, certainly now Miami is not as attractive as it was with LeBron there. And those guys, along with Dwayne Wade, really worked hard to build a bond. And you got some great young players in Dwight Howard, who's, I think, physically getting back to where he was before his injury. James Harden has emerged as a star. So having him, I think, not so much his talent's great, it complements those guys, but also just his pedigree, his championship pedigree, the fact that he can bring, you know, the necessary mindset for them to take that next step to become a championship team.
Right.
Grant, you know Dwayne Wade. How do you think he's handling this news today?
You know, I think he's disappointed. You know, those guys, I think, feel that they're happy for their friend. They're sad to see him go. But that's the nature of the NBA. It's the nature of professional sports. And, you know, they'll try their best down there in Miami to regroup and retool and see what they can do next season.
What about the money Dwayne Wade left on the table? I think it was $41+ million over 2 years. Might that create a grudge scenario for Wade against LeBron?
I don't think so. Like I said, I think they have a bond and a relationship. And, I think Wade, and certainly what he's meant to Miami and the relationship that he's had with the city, with the franchise, with Pat Riley, I'd imagine Pat Riley will somehow, some way, take care of him. He'll still be a Miami Heat player, and they'll still be a good team. You know, but the idea of them being a championship team, I don't see that, at least right now, with the personnel that they have. But you know, I don't think there's any bitterness. At least I hope there's no bitterness between Wade and LeBron. Look, both those guys have done very well for themselves financially. They've shared some wonderful moments together, so they should be proud of what they've accomplished and be proud of their relationship and their friendship.
And you know, now that all of this is taking place, how do you feel Carmelo Anthony's situation is going to turn out? Does he go to New York? Does he go to Chicago? Does he end up in Los Angeles?
That's a great question. You know, the LeBron thing, I kind of felt like most people, if he were to leave, it'd be Cleveland, just because of his relationship to the city, having grown up there and still has a home there, and you know, and let it be known that he will live there when he retires. But Carmelo, I don't know. I mean, the Lakers are intriguing, certainly L.A., the fact that Kupchak and that organization has won before, his relationship with Kobe Bryant. Chicago is another situation that seems ready for him to come right in and possibly be a contender. It's going to take time. You know, it's not going to happen overnight if he were to do that in New York City.
Isn't it interesting? We get a major answer. We know where LeBron is going, and it just creates so many more questions about all these other guys. There are still dominoes left to fall.